The Lord, the Lord, the Lord in Deuteronomy. The Lord in Deuteronomy. That's what we're looking at. Deuteronomy chapter 1. I'm going to turn there now. Deuteronomy chapter 1. Here it comes, right here. Deuteronomy chapter 1. I'm going to get to verse 45, but I'm going to begin with Deuteronomy 1, verse 1. These are the words which Moses spoke to all Israel across the Jordan in the wilderness. These are the words which Moses spoke to all Israel across the Jordan in the wilderness. Deuteronomy 1:1. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1. Now in Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 45, I'm going to start reading in verse 41. Then you said to me, we have sinned against the Lord. We will indeed go up and fight, just as the Lord our God commanded us. And every man of you girded on his weapons of war and regarded it as easy to go up into the hill country. And the Lord said to me, do not say to them, do not go up. To fight. Don't go up. Do not go up, nor fight. The Lord has given them this instructions. For I am not among you. Do you understand what that means? I do. Otherwise, you will be defeated before your enemies. So I spoke to you, but you would not listen. Instead, you rebelled against the command of the Lord and acted presumptuously and went up into the hill country. The Amorites who lived in that hill country came out against you and chased you as bees do and crushed you from Seir to Hormah. Then you returned and wept before the Lord. Wasn't a good day because they had disobeyed and they wept before the Lord. But the Lord did not listen to your voice, nor give ear to you. They stayed there some days. They did. The Lord The Lord here is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Don't be deceived. In Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 7. In Deuteronomy 15, verse 7, you find the other word. Remember, there's the numbers of these words are 238 and 241. They are similar in writing, but they definitely don't mean the same thing. In other words, ear and ear does not necessarily mean the same thing. This is the ear lobe right there. And we looked at that earlier. But in Deuteronomy 150, as though his ear, threw his ear into the door. In Deuteronomy 145, the word was number 238. In Deuteronomy 15, verse 17, the word is number 241. So I'm going to turn now to Deuteronomy chapter 15, and I'm going to find the verse mentioned here. Deuteronomy chapter 15. It comes after 14. Chapter 14, verse 1. You are the sons of the Lord your God. That was chapter 14, verse 1. Chapter 15 begins with, at the end of 7 years, you shall grant a remission. This is the manner of remission. Every creditor shall release what he has loaned to his neighbor. In other words, after every 7 years, whatever you had loaned, it was remitted. And we have in chapter 14, verse 25, 14, verse 25. You shall surely tithe all the produce from what you sow, which comes out of the field every year. You shall eat in the presence of the Lord your God. That's what you will do. You shall eat in the presence of the Lord your God at the place where he chooses to establish his name. The tithe of your grain, your new wine, your oil, and the firstborn of your herd and your flock, so that you may learn to fear the Lord your God always. Those are the words from Deuteronomy chapter 14. Now in Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 7. Deuteronomy 15, verse 7. If there is a poor man with you, one of your brothers, in any of your towns in your land, which the Lord your God is giving you, you shall not harden your heart, nor close your hand from your poor brother, but you shall freely open your hand to him, and shall generously lend him sufficient for his need, whatever he lacks. Beware that there is no base thought in your heart, saying, the 7th year, the year of remission, is near, and your eye is hostile toward your poor brother, and you give him nothing. Then he may cry to the Lord against you, and it will be a sin in you. You shall generously give to him, and your heart shall not be grieved when you give to him, because for this thing the Lord your God will bless you in all your work and in all your undertakings. For the poor will never cease to be in the land. Therefore I command you, saying, you shall freely open your hand to your brother, to your needy and poor in your land. If your kinsman, a Hebrew man or woman, is sold to you, then he shall serve you 6 years. But in the 7th year you shall set him free. When you set him free, you shall not send him away empty-handed. You shall furnish him liberally from your flock, and from your threshing floor, and from your wine vat. You shall give to him as the Lord your God has blessed you. You shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and the Lord your God redeemed you. Therefore I command you this today. It shall come about, if he says to you, I will not go out from you, because he loves you and your household, since he fares well with you, then you shall take an awl and pierce it through his ear into the door, and he shall be your servant forever. Also, you shall do likewise to your maidservant. There it was, the ear. Pierce it through his ear into the door, and he shall be your servant forever. Now, one more time, in Deuteronomy, the word ear there was number 241. Now we go back to the number 238. Give ear, O heavens, and let me. Deuteronomy chapter 22, 32, verse 1. Deuteronomy 32, verse 1. Here it is. Chapter 32, verse 1. Give ear, O heavens, and let me speak, and let the earth hear the words of my mouth. Let my teaching drop as the rain, my speech distill as the dew, as the droplets on the fresh grass. and as the showers on the herb. For I proclaim the name of the Lord. Ascribe greatness to our God. The rock, his work is perfect. For all his ways are just. A God of faithfulness and without injustice. Righteous and upright is he. They have acted corruptly toward him. Not his children because of their defect. Perverse and crooked generation. Do you thus repay the Lord, O foolish and unwise people? Is not he your father who has bought you? He has made you and established you. Remember the days of old, consider the years of all generations. Ask your father, and he will inform you, your elders, and they will tell you. When the Most High gave the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of man, he set the boundaries of the peoples according to the number of the sons of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the allotment of his inheritance. What will happen to you when the Son of Man appears? When he appears, you will be found by him. There's no place that you can hide. What will he say to you? What will he say to me? He said, I have read in Revelation the words, he who has an ear, let him hear. He who has an ear, let him hear. And I presume that you have an ear. I really don't think it's a presumption. I know you do. What will you do with his words? If anyone has an ear, you need to hear. You really do. Do not be deceived. There are many false prophets in the land today. So be it.